So many women come to me and say, I can't get my powder cream foundations to look natural. Well, ladies, the best way to work that out is just to moisten the brush. If you work over a moistened complexion and a wet blending brush, putting on powder cream makeups is as simple as putting on blush. Make sure the blush is extremely moist when you're applying the brush to the cake, just by adding spray water. 1, 2, 3. Buffing in circular strokes is all it takes is to balance and hydrate. And water added to powder foundations is a miracle at evening out texture and skin tone, because the oval molecules in the new foundations actually flourish with the use of water. And that's the exciting part about evening out the skin quickly. Lots of water. And it's insatiable how much you actually achieve when you make the brush pliable and there's no drag. There's no pore size revealed, and water actually activates all the vitamins and minerals that most of these foundations are built from. So when it comes to perfecting your powder cream foundations, instead of putting them on with dry sponges, make sure you use that moist brush. When it comes to finding the best blending tool for your eyeshadows to build those firm foundations with great eyelid color, your fingertips are actually one of the best blending tools you can find. Pat on your favorite uplighting ecru cream or off-white to build energy into the eye, especially if it's a deep set eye. And it's a beautiful aspect to start building light and lift into the eyeshadow. Even if you're going to apply a second color over top for depth, start by uplifting your eyelids with a nice clear white or off-white in the cool tones or the warm tones, depending on whether you're a pink base or a golden base. But there's nothing better than blending than fingertips for the basic beginnings for great eye makeup. When it comes to shading the crease to give mystery and depth to the eyes, again, I work with a dampened brush into a corresponding palette. And you'll find if you dampen the crease contour brush, and an oval brush is really the ideal shape for this, hold the eyelids slightly up and paint a parallel line that follows the shape of the eyebrow in the eye crease. That's your design line guide, is to crease line in the shape of the eyebrow. It's just like drawing a small eyebrow in the crease line. And if you do it with a wet brush, it's really quite amazing. Finishing with the fingertips, again, you never get fall off or stipply little fibers of shadow that drop down onto the face. It always stays really, really clean when you're working with a damp brush. Using the eyebrow line as your guide, 3/4 of the way in, unless the eyes are very, very wide set, in this case they're not, we're working with a back and forth rocking action of an oval brush with a dampened fiber in a cool taupe to complement the beauty of an uplighted lid. This is a great look for daytime or office to give the eyes the perfect frame that they deserve. Absolutely important to remember that a dampened brush will prevent fallout on the side of the face. So a good eyebrow should frame the structure of the face. Using a tack-on brush, we love to use a moistened brush in this case, following the eye contour that we've already placed, even using the same color. The perfect color that we've used here can be translated to the brow by using a tack-on stiff bristle brush. Side of the nose, diagonal to the corner of the eye, is your cutoff point. Anything short of that should be added. Anything beyond that point should be removed. Turn now, sweetheart. Thank you. All things considered, our brush is working in an upward direction, working on the upper brow line, because the fly of the brow from the upper edge is what gives the face that golden arches of high expression. So work from the upper edge of the brow. Don't work underneath, because that'll make the eyebrows look furry. We're working with clean, stippling strokes, paralleling the growth of the fibers of the hair, and you'll find a cleaner brow comes from using a wet brush with short, extending strokes. Again, side of the nose to the corner of the eye. Anything beyond that point should be reduced. Anything short of that point should be added. Brows are the golden arches of the face and should be done as the third step after your contour to establish the energy in the eyes. When it comes to the perfect eyeliner, which is balancing the brow symmetry that's already been established, again, switch to your corresponding colors in the, hopefully, a color cake or a series that has been pre-thought for you. So your colors are just as easy as getting up in the morning and putting them on backwards. Drop down to the deep corresponding plum, because we all know those shades are absolutely beautiful on a corresponding complexion with olive tones. Start at the outside corner of the eye, working into the middle in a rocking left to right action for eyeliner. That way you don't have to worry about getting it on perfectly, because you're going to be buffing it off with an angle brush later anyway. establish the color, and work it down into the lash line, darkening it at most at the outside eighth of the eye where the smoke line is. You really want the eyes to pop and sparkle by working on that little eighth inch in the outer edge of the eye. And keep eyeliners for this year a little more obvious. We don't want them to look blended away. The new eyes are actually graphic and smoky. Impact is concentrated on eyes for the next year, so we're actually focusing on smoke and doing lips very soft. When it comes to taking the oops out of the goops with your mascara, call the lash curler your best little friend, because when you bring your lashes into play by using a lash curler, I call it the 6-second miracle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boy, oh boy, all of a sudden you can see the lashes, and it makes it a lot easier. Really different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Best friend. Now don't go losing track of that. I do advocate using the lower lashes first in the scenario. Tip the brush into the lower lash line and tickle them back to left to right. Then eventually work up to the lashes on the top. Because if the lower lashes or the upper lashes are wet, rather, when you go to do the bottoms, you're going to instantly fall off the back of the eye. So make sure that your upper lashes are secondary after the first lashes are done first. Left to right, look up, love. Left to right, tickle the lashes into play, and if you get really good at this, you can actually use just the tip of the mascara brush for shader and liner under the eye at the same time as you're coloring the lashes. Many women over the years have found that concealer or foundation should connect, but the makeup artist world uses concealer after eye makeup and lash work is all finished because it cleans up the area around the eyes instantly. Look to camera, use a tack-on brush to press it into corners. Absolutely important to remember that the last step after eye makeup, concealer is at its most effective point. Tack-on brush takes it right into the corners, and then you can use concealer to bring it right, your lift of your eye makeup right up to the temples. You can highlight and brighten up the area around the eyes beautifully and highlight the cheekbones as well just by using the brush. Damp sponge to the rescue again, and always working at the outside edge of the eye and pulling the eye expression right up to the temple line. Instantly effective and brightening. And wow, what a difference when you use your concealer after eye makeup over using it before. Blush and contour aren't to be confused for being the same thing. Contour gives shape to the face. Blush gives warmth or life to the face. Contour is used just under the cheekbone, and I want Cynthia just to smile at herself with a big smile so the cheekbone naturally lifts, and shade in as I've previously done here to show you where the contour line under the bone actually falls. If you smile at yourself, the cheekbone will lift and the contour line will naturally follow. Turn to camera now, Cynthia. Thank you, love. We'll shade in lightly under the cheekbone, big smile. And then on top of the bone itself, we'll actually color up with a corresponding color play. Look for your colors in a corresponding family of colors that have been pre-thunk for you as well. It makes it easy as 1, 2, 3 to be able to put your makeup on in your sleep when all your colors correspond. So blush on top of the bone gives life, and shader under the bone gives depth and shape. Then take the fingertip and just tap the two regions together, and that's what gives you that lifestyle mesh of color that seems to look like it comes from within instead of being put on. In a perfect world, we have perfect noses, but that unfortunately isn't the case. Even real-life photography for weddings and special events issues a big flush of white flash into the face, which presses all our features flat. Greatest thing to know in the world is a little bit of a trick. The same shader you've used in your blush contour, now use on the side of your nose to slim the nose and bring it right down into the symmetry of the facial contours. Turn the other way. Thanks, love. Shading down on the nose back and forth with a damp brush will instantly bring the nose into a lesser than generous proportion, and absolutely appear, if you want to take it right over the tip to make your nose actually look shorter, which is another fabulous makeup trick that we've known for years for camera that can apply to the real woman for special effects photography for weddings or when she has to look her very best. But there isn't a celebrity in the world that doesn't know this trick, and I'm bringing it to you today. Shading the jawline has a particularly valuable effect for the time in life when you want to look your best for family portraits or wedding photography. It's a simple thing to remember that if you take a little bit of a taupe shader on a damp brush, and just shade away the lower part of the jaw and curve under the neck. It will actually give the illusion of lift to the face by pressing shade up into the jawline that may be sagging or not looking its most advantageous, say over the 40-plus period of our lives when we want to look our best. Jaw shading is like cosmetic surgery from your makeup kit. It instantly lifts, balances, and proportionately softens the face, so the neck and the face actually relate in a more beautiful, pristine, and swan-like kind of relationship that tends to add slimness and tone to the face. You turn completely to camera, both sides now done, you see a lovely dimension that starts to develop. Adding a touch of a highlight on the chin with a light matte cream or white shadow instantly adds length and prestige. The first step to the perfect lipstick is actually to base and powder your lips, just like you did the rest of your face. Very important part of fashion makeup artistry. Find a lipstick that actually is correspondent to the skin tones to start you out. And working with a creamy or advanced formula, which the best lipsticks are now, and a wide flat brush, working actually left to right on the lips prior to. We'll talk to you later about lip lining, but that is not a priority in a makeup artist's life. Lip coloring and then lining last is the key. Left to right, left to right, left to right, and cutting in from the outside edge on the top and working into the center. You can actually draw in the lip shape you really prefer than you can from going from the inside out to the outside edge. That tends to overdraw the lip and make it bulbous. Work with a lip line that tends to start at the outside edge and paint to the center. Left to right, massaging color into the lips, because the most sophisticated lipsticks now are treatment oriented, so put them on like they're a treatment as well as a color. In a makeup artist's world, it's evident that lip liner actually goes on after lipstick, because you can throw your lipstick on real fast in the rear view mirror of your car or real quick as you run out the door. But when it comes to perfection, taking your lip liner as your second instrument to just putting your lipstick on is really what lip shaping is all about. Starting at the outside edge of the lip, smile at yourself and close your lips like you did your lipstick and literally work from the outside edge into the center. Same on the lower lip. Get the two golden arches to connect by literally tickling and teasing that lip line into perfect crisp dimension by working left to right with your lip pencil. And let the lip pencil sit up on the lip edge to give contour and depth to an already radiant smile that your lipstick has created. But when it comes to fine tuning, lip liner last is really going to be the key to your beautiful white, pearly white smile. Well, sometimes there just isn't time for that third coat of mascara in a busy working day, so you want that special supplement for that great night out or just looking a little pickup after 5 o'clock. Take a set of old false eyelashes, cut them in half, take the outer corner of the outer side that flares to the ear, and just place it down like a helicopter coming down on the top of your eyelid. Touch 1, 2, 3, and before you know it, the eyes are instantly picked up. After 30 seconds of drying time, you're going to take a little bit of an eyelash curler if you like. If you don't, it's all up to you, but curling the lashes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, those golden arches of 6-second miracles that we've been talking about all this program time. It's all good, bright and beautiful. Take a mascara now and actually apply the texture to, and back and forth. Look up, left to right. You're going to be amazed that you'll never know where your little supplementary friend begins and where nature ends.